Hello, Taurus, and welcome. I'm Adriana. I'm a soul guidance coach, and I've got an intuitive and spiritual message for you about your journey this week. Let's get started. First card is the energy from the universe. Ooh, and also the theme of the week, death. I love the death card. If you're returning to this channel, you've probably heard me say that a million times, but the death card is awesome. What's coming through very strongly for you right now is regeneration. There's a snake hiding back there in the corner, and snakes are really actually positive spiritual symbols having to do with regeneration and healing and regrowth. Regrowth? Can we have regrowth? You know how snakes shed their skin to have a new skin. That idea going on with the death card, that we're gently folding the end of an era or the end of a cycle into something new. We're still going to recognize the new skin because it's still part of us, but we're discarding that old skin because we don't need it anymore. I also really love the death card in this deck because it's so quiet and peaceful. I have other decks where the death card is much more dramatic and much louder, but in this deck it's very peaceful. And so this transition that you're going through is just that. It is a peaceful transition. But understand, it is a transition. So no good holding on to the old, no good lurching at the new and trying to grab it. We're in the in-between phase where it's kind of half on, half off. The snake skin, not our clothing. Hopefully. All right. So let's look at your energy. We've got the 10 of Cups. So this is kind of a good sign. You're happy where things are. You're content where things are. There's really a strong sense of blessing. If you don't feel blessing or you don't feel blessed, do whatever you can to tap into that energy because it's there. If you have any Cancer in your chart, I encourage you to, I don't want to boss you, but I encourage you to look at the Cancer reading because they is all about rainbows. And there's another rainbow on this card, and rainbow is blessing. Cups are full. Okay, I just want to make sure that they're not fighting each other, the two of these, but I don't feel that they are. I feel that this energy it all just feels kind of calm, like you're aware of it, you know it's happening, you know you're going through it. It's not taking you by surprise. It's right there for you. It's really kind of a nice energy. All right. As I draw the rest of your message, I would love to encourage you to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you for choosing to be part of a community that really focuses on growth and positivity and spiritual awareness. Okay, here we go. Now we're finally getting some action. Ace of Swords, Three of Wands, Prince of Wands. So in this time of transition, it is also time for you to reflect. Now, I feel a connection, even if it's just in my mind, of these two cards because we have cups, which are water, but we have the sword coming out of the water. So it's almost as if this contentment is bleeding, giving birth to this sword energy here. But the sword energy taps into a deeper emotion of what is it that truly makes me satisfied? What is it? What is the burning direction I need to take right now that is coming up from the depths of my soul? It's a big question. This is the start of something new. This heralds really the end of the old because that sword is that weapon that cuts, and it cuts us off from the old and it comes up through the new. So while you're okay in this transition, this is kind of like down the road. We're looking farther ahead. You're going to come to this point where everything starts to coalesce, everything starts to align, everything just comes into focus, and you know exactly what you have to do going forward. It's very different than the energy I was feeling here with these two cards. These felt just so peaceful and happy to be where they are. But this is like everything coming into focus, and then shoop, all of a sudden you know exactly what you have to do. And you know exactly what your future direction is. You're going to see all of the paths available to you, all of the paths that are going to be fruitful. And then I love this. You take action. You send out that Prince of Wands, and you're going to do it yourself. You're not sitting on your laurels anymore, Taurus. You're charging forward, making it happen. But the important thing is that you waited for this moment of pure clarity. I know we've all been spending so much time on Zoom, maybe too much time. But you know how when you have a camera and it's trying hard to focus and everything is kind of blurry. So you see the gist of what you're supposed to be seeing, the camera or the image that's in the camera, but it's blurry. You don't exactly have all the shapes yet. And then suddenly the camera comes into focus. That's the energy here. That all of a sudden things are just sharp. It's like you wake up one day and you're like, yep, that's it. And no one can sway you from your path. No one can question you. You can't question yourself. It's all just right there. And then that is the best place to send the action from. So with this reading, all I can tell you is that make sure you wait for that moment. As you're sitting here in this transition moment, it may not happen this week. It may happen next week. But understand you can't force this moment. It's just going to click on its own. It's going to come in for you and it's going to click. And when it clicks, you're going to know what to do. Prince of Wands, you're going to go out there and make it happen. But until it does, embrace this transition, embrace this regeneration, get your strength back, get yourself focused, get yourself ready for this moment. Okay? Know that it's coming, expect it to come, trust that it will come, and behind the scenes until it comes, focus on that regeneration. For some of you, I'm wondering if the snake is a totem animal or a power animal for you. And if it is, I would encourage you to look it up or connect with it. That just came through. So I'm just putting that out there if this happens to be you. Snakes are really ancient healing symbols that were vilified by stories in the Bible. I won't go into that, but not that the Bible doesn't have some good stories, but in cultures beyond that, snakes were actually part of the goddess worship. So there's another message in there. So if this is you, Taurus, check it out. Research snakes and their symbology, because that might have a deeper meaning, or that might help you come to terms with the stage where you are right now. So thanks for sharing that reading, Taurus. That was really enjoyable. As you know, I'm a Taurus too, so I always enjoy doing Taurus readings. So, what do I have to tell you? Thanks so much for sharing, again, your time and your energy with me. And I would encourage you and invite you to check out my website, Soul Guidance with Adriana. There's some offerings on there for one-on-one support if you need just insight in the moment, or if you need kind of a longer spiritual journey guidance. I am very excited to share that with you. So please check it out, soulguidancewithadriana.com. I will look forward to seeing you next week, and have a good one.